Hey everybody, this video's topic is something that ends up affecting pretty much all consumption of media, that being palatability. It isn't an actual word, however I'll be using it for a means of describing how easily a piece of art can be enjoyed by the masses. For example, the difference between a 22-minute ambient post-rock song and a single release by Taylor Swift. Most people, when watching a movie or listening to music, will consume the piece of media and either enjoy it or not. And that's completely fine. Then, through a smaller scope, you will find a group of people who will dig deeper into the art they consume, as pretentious as that may sound. This commonly includes critics, enthusiasts, geeks, and even professionals. I would classify myself as someone who falls into the latter category. Now, what relation does palatability have to this? It's reasonable for our favourite movies, books, and music to be enjoyable watching, reading, and listening experiences, right? Not always. Think to the Enlightenment period in France, where illustrations were commonly utilised to criticise and portray the corruption of the monarchy. It doesn't need to be said that art can be infinitely shaped to create and match a variety of emotions, including the unpleasant ones. However, when it comes to the general public, it is expected that certain criteria and conventions must be present for the piece of media to be enjoyable. We're commonly taught that all good narratives begin with an exposition that builds towards a problem which eventually hits a climax, followed by some falling action, ending in an often happy and self-resolving conclusion. Do all movies need to follow this blueprint to be a good movie? No, not at all. But it is exactly why big budget commercial films follow this structure, as it appeals to the widest range of people. But let's take a step back to the Taylor Swift example, although in this scenario I'll ask myself the question, which song would I want to listen to? Given the question was being answered at a completely random time. I'll also replace the Taylor Swift song with another easy listening pop song. Now, to answer the question, I would probably choose the pop song over the 22-minute post-rock one. Even though I think the post-rock song is better, why would I more commonly listen to another option? For starters, it's a 22-minute post-rock song. I'm not always inclined to buckle in for such an experience, whereas I can just pop Carly Rae Jepsen into my ears majority of the time and have an absolute jam. So, should this layer of palatability play into our standards of what is good? A problem with many self-proclaimed critics is that many of them fall into the trap that is liking things because they are objectively good. This raises the question, who defines what is good? A critic's opinion on Adam Sandler's Grown Ups holds the same weight as Little Timmy's. Both takes exist in a space of infinite subjectivity. Really, in this situation, Timmy could have perhaps had the smarter and more genuine opinion. Maybe he happens to love Adam Sandler's stance on continuing to make awful movies despite being a competent actor. Or maybe it was due to him laughing his head off to the movie with a bunch of friends.
I know what I'm doing this weekend.
Yeah. The bottom line is, he has had an enjoyable time watching Adam Sandler's Grown Ups. If we bring a critically acclaimed movie such as 2001: A Space Odyssey into the picture, which movie would I rather watch? Even though I've had some pretty epic times with Grown Ups, yeah, I'd still watch 2001. But in some instances, I would watch Grown Ups. And this is why palatability is quite important. If I'm barely listening to an album or watching a specific movie because I need to be in a very special mood, can I really say I enjoy it? Or at least enjoy it the same amount as I would another album or movie that I have given the same score out of 10? Of course I can. It's what makes rating everything so fun in the first place. Formulating a thesis as to why a piece of art is good has so many variables, and thus palatability should just be another part of this list of variables. It should also be noted that sometimes a lack of palatability can be intentional and important for catching the essence of a piece of media. If one lesson is taken from this video, it is to consider the higher ceiling of consumption when judging something. That statement didn't sound very well defined, but I'll put it this way. Perhaps watch that horror movie at midnight on your own rather than in the middle of the day with your baby brother. Or listen to the 22-minute post-rock song on a cliffside during the starry night. This is how I get the best value out of pieces of art that I wouldn't really consider to be easily palatable. And in these moments is when the art that have low palatability really shine, because it makes it just that much better. And for pretty much any other time, I'll be listening to Carly Rae Jepsen. So try to increase the size of your palette before attempting to paint with the limited colours on your current one. Thanks for watching, and I hope you liked this video enough to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.